Hello and welcome to LULAC Conexiones program brought to you from LULAC for Women, Council 7269. Today's lesson, number 3, is about self-image and identity. Objectives. What do you want others to know about you when they search your name online? Through this lesson, you will examine your personal life, who you are online and offline, and the risks of presenting yourself through different personas. Number 1, understand how your digital footprint represents you and is used by others to form inferences about your identity. Number 2, identify some of the impacts, both positive and negative, of how you present yourself online. Number 3, analyze how media impacts your social, mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Number 4, reflect on your digital device usage and establish healthy media balance strategies. Introduction. The online world can sometimes feel like an entirely different universe. You can explore any topic you're interested in from the comfort of your home. You can come across names and faces from around the world who you've never crossed paths with, and you can take on any identity you choose and be anyone you want to be. The internet is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Being online can greatly impact your social, mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. That's why it's so important to examine your personal life and identify how the internet can impact you. Activity. My Google footprint. Remember that your digital footprint is the information about you that exists on the internet as a result of your online activity. But is all of the information found on the internet about you true? Does it accurately represent who you are, your values, and your beliefs? As your digital footprint continues to expand, consider what you wanted to communicate about you. Through this activity, you will conduct a search to discover what information makes up your digital footprint. Your digital footprint communicates much more than just your personal information. It can also show your affiliations, meaning people, groups, organizations, and communities. That even includes teams, etc. Your accomplishments, academic, personal, and professional. So if you won a scholarship or some of the spelling bee, it will show up, especially if it was placed on the internet. Your beliefs, spiritual, religious, and political, and much more, so much more. So what else can be communicated by your online activity and your digital footprint? Activity, digital breadcrumbs. Social media platforms have revolutionized how people present themselves and how personal information is shared. They provide a space for users to communicate nearly anything with their followers. The information published can reveal much about the individual sharing it. However, it's important to remember that this information is oftentimes carefully selected and only reveals part of a story. It can lead to misrepresentations of a person's life and even their identity. Through this activity, you will locate the digital breadcrumbs on a partial social media profile to form an reference about a person's identity based on your findings. So let's look at this example. This is Samantha Gomez's Facebook page. Here, you can see information. You can see the kind of things that she likes, what she's into. She has over 1,500 friends. You can see that there's photos, a lot of information about her. Okay, you can find a lot of information. She has a small bio under the intro, etc. As you found through this activity, minimal information such as part of a social media profile and a couple of posts can communicate a lot about a person. But are your preferences about the person an accurate representation of who this person is? We don't truly know. We are going by what we're seeing. Deciding how you present yourself online is very important to consider as your digital footprint continues to expand. It is common for other people to make preferences about you based on what they find online. Even if the information is inaccurate, misleading, or only represents a small part of your identity. These preferences can have real-life impacts, both positive and negative. What do you want others to know about you? Have you thought about that? It can seem complicated to balance keeping your privacy and personal information safe while also building an online presence that can help you in an increasingly digital world. Furthermore, developing a different persona can seem fun, but inaccurate information about yourself will remain on the internet forever and can impact you in the future. So mind your P's and Q's, cross your T's, dot your I's. Just a little suggestion. Therefore, it's critical to represent yourself in a true, honest, and positive way. But who would be interested in finding you on the internet? Can you think of who may be interested in doing an online search of your name and why? Well, for many people, from my experience, it could be people who want to know about you in the community, what you do in the community, how you do it, how you got started. Are there any newspaper articles? Do you have any Facebook or Twitter or Instagram postings, etc., etc. All of this can be found on the internet once you Google or you do a search on that particular person, such as yourself or someone else or even me. Online searches of yourself can be a part of very important milestones in your life. Some of the most common people who will search for you online include college admission staff, potential employers, friends, family members, but they're not the only ones who are searching the internet. Why does it matter if college admission staff search for you? How can you be impacted based on what they find? Well, this can affect a lot of decision making at a college admission staff office. So like I said before, mind your P's and Q's. College admission staffs. I worked as one many years ago. When you apply for college, there are a variety of people who may be involved in the student selection process, including college recruiters, admissions officers, counselors, and in some cases, alumni who conduct admissions interviews. All of these people work together to make sure that the students accepted into the college are a good fit for the school and vice versa. In the process, it is common for them to try to find more information about you through social media platforms or any other web pages where you appear online. While your social media profile is only one component of what they may focus on, it can influence their final decision. Think about that, especially for those who are now in the process of getting ready to graduate from high school. So, why does it matter if potential employers search for you? How can you be impacted based on what they find? Think about that. Potential employers, another life stage in which it's common practice to be looked up online, is when you are applying for internships or jobs. Employers want to make sure that who they hire are professional and will positively represent the company/organization. If your online presence appears unprofessional, you may be passed up for an employment offer. Why does it matter if friends or family members search for you? How can you be impacted based on what they find? Friends and family members, have you ever had a friend or family member post something on social media that you disagreed with or made you upset? Have they posted something that impacted how you saw or felt about them? What you post on social media can also impact your relationships with people you are close with. Some common instances in which this can happen is when people share their spiritual, religious, political, or medical views. Being cautious about what you post online is important. However, it doesn't mean that posting is always negative, even when sharing your spiritual, religious, political, or medical views. If you choose to share content about topics that can be controversial, remember to represent your views in a true, honest, and positive way. And remember that some people may disagree with you, and that's okay. I, for instance, sometimes will say, I agree to disagree. Building an online presence. Now that you know some of the many benefits of showcasing a positive identity online, let's find out how you can continue to build your online presence and personal brand. Personal brand. Your personal brand is how you represent and promote yourself. Through personal branding, you can communicate your expertise, experience, and personality. When building your personal brand, remember to 1. Define your goals. 2. Be specific. And 3. Be authentic. Truth is power. Define your goals. Understanding what your personal and professional goals are can help you decide how to focus your personal brand. For example, a personal goal can be to help create a more environmentally sustainable world, while a professional goal can be to work for an organization that protects the environment. Be specific. Being specific about the message you want to convey and intentional about what content you create or share that will become a part of your personal brand. For example, you may want to build your personal brand by sharing articles about the importance of conservation, highlighting community service events you participate in, or creating content about why you think it's important to protect the planet. Be authentic. As you develop your personal brand and build your online presence, make sure you do it while remaining honest and true to yourself. Don't promote false information or claims because it can affect your reputation negatively. For example, if you lied about volunteering for an organization and they find out it can hurt your future opportunities with them, including potential employment opportunities. So think twice about saying things that are not true. Finding a balance. Remember to always protect your privacy when navigating the internet. even while building your personal brand online. Implement the strategies you learned during lesson 1 to protect your personal information and never, ever share information that should remain private, such as your address or current location. LinkedIn. One of the best platforms to build your online personal brand is LinkedIn, the world's largest professional network on the internet. You can use LinkedIn to find the right job or internship, connect and strengthen your professional relationships, and learn the skills you need to succeed in your career. You must be 16 years or older to have an account on LinkedIn. Being a part of the online community doesn't only impact your social life, it can also affect how you feel mentally, emotionally, and physically. This is especially true if you spend large amounts of time using digital devices or on social media. So, how do you think social media affects how you feel? Take a moment and think about that. A 2018 study by the Pew Research Center found the following results for how social media affects teens. As you can see, states on the top, teens say social media helps strengthen friendships, provide emotional support, but can also lead to drama, feeling pressure to post certain types of content. So on the positive side, you see an 81% where it says feel more connected to their friends. On the negative side, 45% feel overwhelmed by all of the drama there. On the positive side, 69% think it helps teens interact with a more diverse group of people. On the negative side, 43% say it feels pressure to only post content that makes them feel good or makes them look good to others. 68% on the positive side says feel as if they have people who will support them through tough times. And on the negative side, it says 37% feel pressure to post content that will get a lot of likes and comments. So I would put more emphasis on looking at what you post, making sure is basically for you and your close ones. Think about that. Impacts of social media. There are different types of social media users. There are those who are active users, are those who contribute and engage with others by creating, liking, commenting, and sharing content. Passive users are those who look at content but do not interact with them. Do you think the type of user you are impacts how you feel? Yes. At least for me, yes. Think about that. It's complicated. Studies have found mixed results. While some studies indicate that passive users are more likely to experience depressive symptoms, it's not clear if users are passive because they were already experiencing these symptoms or if social media caused them to feel these symptoms. Aside from how you use social media, there can also be big differences in the time people spend on these platforms and how it affects how they feel. According to Common Sense Media, 13 to 18-year-olds spend an average of 1 hour and 56 minutes per day on social media. Frequent use of social media can disrupt sleep patterns and physical activity, further impacting how you feel. Social media platforms are fairly new, and researchers are still trying to discover what the short and long-term effects of using them are. I, for instance, consider time management to be very important when using my social media. Media balance. With the many effects social media can have on someone, it's important to pay attention to how you engage with it and how it impacts you. Media balance means using media in a way that feels healthy and in balance with other life activities like spending time with family and friends, school, hobbies, and many, many other things. Make sure you are making time for online and offline activities. What are some things you can do to use media in a balanced way? Here is a family activity. Complete the media balance checkup worksheet with one or more of your family members. It can be mom, dad, sister, brother, grandma, to reflect on how you use digital devices, how they make you feel, and whether it feels balanced with your other activities. Have each person complete the worksheet separately, then share what you wrote. Bring the completed worksheet to your next class to discuss as a group. So, see you next time, and remember always to utilize your time and use it well. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to your worksheets to see how you are able to balance your online